For the last few months, the media has been pushing this false narrative that Trump acted late when it comes to the coronavirus response. They claim that he received many warnings in which he ignored. They replay his statements made in January, February, and early March and say he was downplaying the virus. It's not fair to compare what Trump said months ago and scrutinize it with the data and information that we have today. One of the top White House health advisors and infectious disease experts, Dr. Anthony Fauci, who has worked with the last 6 presidents, was advising Donald Trump on how to handle the virus. When you review his statements dating back to January, February, and early March, it's very clear his statements coincide with the president's.
I don't think this is something that the United States public should be worried or frightened about. I think the risk is very low right now for the United States. We're in the middle of a seasonal flu this year, which in the United States has killed about 10,000 people and has had well over 100,000 hospitalizations. In the United States, the risk is still low.
People are worried. Should they be worried? Are they worried unnecessarily? And what should they be doing?
No, I don't think people should be frightened. I mean, the risk right now, today, currently, is really relatively low. And low right now, don't worry about it. Be more concerned about influenza. People wearing masks now is just not relevant. You don't need to be walking around with a mask right now. The country as a whole, because we get asked that all the time, still remains at low risk. What is the risk of actually getting infected with the coronavirus? The risk in the United States as a whole is still low.
I'm officially declaring a national emergency. Announcing new guidelines for every American to follow over the next 15 days. As we combat the virus, each and every one of us has a critical role to play.
We've never had a threat like this, and the coordinated response has been, there are a number of adjectives to describe it. Impressive, I think, is one of them. I'm down at the White House virtually every day with the task force. I'm connected by phone throughout the day and into the night. When I say night, I'm talking 12, 1, 2 in the morning. I'm not the only one. There's a whole group of us that are doing that. It's every single day. So I can't imagine that under any circumstances that anybody could be doing more. The first and only time that Dr. Birx and I went in and formally made a recommendation to the president to actually have a, quote, shutdown in the sense of not really shutdown, but to really have strong mitigation. We discussed it. Obviously, there would be concern by some that, in fact, that might have some negative consequences. Nonetheless, the president listened to the recommendation and went to the mitigation. The next second time that I went with Dr. Birx into the president and said, 15 days are not enough. We need to go 30 days. Obviously, there were people who had a problem with that because of the potential secondary effects. Nonetheless, at that time, the president went with the health recommendations, and we extended it another 30 days.